Let's go out there and take care of business. This one's ours, you feel me? It's time to play. Let's go.
And he's doing everything he can to get his team keyed up and amped for the game. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. By my side, Steve Kerr and Clark Hill. Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. But the bad news is there is no basketball. There is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Happy April Fool's Day, baby. This is the NBA. And we've got a great one in store. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And one of the guys we'll be seeing in this one, James Harden.
And Kevin, he comes away with a lot of steals by being patient and picking his spots and anticipating when the shooter is going to go up. And then he just strips it away from him and heads the other way.
And Steve, his ability to come in and rattle off 10, 20 points in no time flat, that's a gift and a real asset for any team. Some guys need a while to get going, not him.
The fans are making noise here at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Oklahoma City Thunder getting settled in. This is a hot team. They currently hold the best record in the entire NBA.
Yeah, and I think this is an important game for these guys, Kevin, because, they only play this matchup twice during the regular season. As you mentioned, they lost the first one. So it's very important. You don't want to get swept by a club in the season series.
Steve, it's always about pride. That's always a factor when you're talking about pro players. These guys want to know that they can come and play a strong game. They know they didn't bring it last time, and they want to change that approach right here, right now.
There's a good screen. No problems knocking that one down. Jackson's got the first bucket of the game with the three for Oklahoma City. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Well, Stan Van Gundy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Defending Kevin Durant is one of their focal points in this matchup. He told me that Durant gives defenders problems because he can pull up and shoot at any time from any distance. He said usually you can try and funnel and trap a player, but with Kevin, there isn't really a way to force him out of his range.
Thank you, Doris. Now Johnson. After Jeremy Lamb's three-pointer that didn't go. Payne kicks to Johnson. Dishes it to Harden. Just 5 to shoot. Johnson sets the screen for Harden. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
One of the sweetest moves in the game, the reverse layup in traffic.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Well, you look at the numbers on the season, he's shooting 86% from the free throw line.
He's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
Now here's Jackson, averaging 9 points per contest. He dishes it to Durant. It's Jackson with the drive. The feed to Lamb. Takes the three. The dish to Durant. He kicks it to Lamb. Second shot opportunity. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Harden gets a screen from Johnson. It's Harden with the drive. It's stolen by Lamb. All alone. And that one's good. Lamb's got his first basket of the night.
Well, had a little mini slump there to start the game. Missed his first three, and maybe this one will get him into a groove here.
Thomas passes to Johnson. The Raptors rebound. Here's Payne. And too long on the shot.
Well, with only one attempt so far falling, this is not looking good. 1 for 4 so far.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Durant. No good. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Last time they met was in Toronto.
That was an impressive defensive performance. The athleticism, the intensity, the energy, really shutting their opponent down.
And Steve, that was reflected in their block total. They were extremely disruptive. Equal parts hustle, muscle, and smarts.
Here's Jackson. 9-point game his last outing. Pass to Lamb. Back to Jackson. Kicks to Singleton. Outside Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Lamb. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Harden kicks to Thomas. Buries the long-range jumper. Thomas got himself on the board with 3 there.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Outside Jackson. Lamb. A three-pointer, no good.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Thomas kicks to Harden. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game there.
And it wouldn't surprise me to see them go back to that the next trip. Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Passes it to Lamb. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Looked like he rushed that one, guys. The defense was out of position. He was wide open, just couldn't take advantage.
Thomas gets the bucket.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
It's going to open things up for them on the perimeter going forward, Clark.
Byron Mullins is checked in for Oklahoma City. Jackson against Thomas. And they get it. The rebound by Johnson.
Ill-advised shot selection right there, Clark.
It really was. I mean, very low percentage shot there.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. To the inside. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the 10 for the layup.
The Thunder shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And you look at the numbers for this season, guys, from the free throw line, they're shooting 77%.
Guys, that says a lot about the poise of this team. I mean, they've been so calm, cool, and consistent at the stripe this year. I mean, that's impressive.
The Raptors making a switch here. McGee's checked in. Now, here is Harden. Playing Houston, he was nearly unstoppable. Thomas, no good.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. That is his first foul. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. So for Toronto right now, Johnson in at the 3. John Henson out there with Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's DeRozan, and it's Blackman in at the point. And the foul on Jonas Valanciunas. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that was kind of clumsy looking. He was not going to get away with that.
He climbed all over him like he was on a ladder. I mean, that's an easy over-the-back call there.
Lamb. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. To the paint, Harden the pass to Blackman. That's good.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Now here's Jackson. He passes to Lamb. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got 3 assists tonight. Last outing for Toronto, they won that game against Houston.
That didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
And here's Jackson following the 3 from Johnson. Here's Durant. Toronto grabs the miss. Johnson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, Kev. Insanity in their last time out against the Rockets put together a nice one. He finished with 13 points, and part of that scoring came from beyond the arc. adding a few threes to his already impressive season total. This was a big win for him and his team as they snap a losing streak with that win, guys.
Doris, thank you. Well, guys, he made play after play in that game.
Well, as he often does, Kevin, and we'll see. Maybe he'll explode again tonight because the momentum that he took away from that game, he's got to be feeling confident.
Well, I don't know if it'll carry over, but clearly the fact that you have a high-level performance in your recent memory bank has to do you some good. And like you said, Steve, we'll find out tonight whether it continues.
Harden dishes to Johnson. Johnson with a screen on Jackson. And again, no good by Toronto.
Nobody anywhere close to him. Where's the defense? He's got to make that shot, though.
Durant with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. Here's Rice. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against Utah.
Yeah, it didn't seem to be much of a challenge for them in that game. It seemed like they scored at will. Not much defense that they were facing.
Yep, they had the defense on its heels early the entire game, and actually nearly the entire game, and no matter what unit was out there, looked like a mismatch to me.
Johnson with a screen on Jackson. Johnson attacking inside. Here is Durant. He picked up 27 points in the last win against Utah. No one covering. And it's a 7-point Thunder lead. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Thunder.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnover.
How about that? They respond to a three-pointer with a quick three of their own.
Yeah, terrific. Great back-and-forth sequence right there.
And again, Oklahoma City with the triple. Three from the inbound. Brooks grabs the board.
Not sure why he's insisting on shooting from out there. It's just not working for him right now.
Feeds to Jones. The pass to Lamb. And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. What a run they've had this year. In first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, the Grizzlies in second place.
Well, I think for Oklahoma City, they've been just as tough as everybody expected coming into this season. I mean, one of the teams with a legit chance, in my mind, to win it all.
Man, with the playoffs rapidly approaching, Clark, this is what you work all season for. You've got to be excited and prepared for the challenge.
Now here's Johnson after Jeremy Lamb's miss. Back to Johnson. Pass to Riley. He feeds it to Johnson. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. 4 on the clock.
It seems like nothing is falling for him this quarter. He's really out of his rhythm.
Johnson missing again. And Lamb kicks to Jones. This is to Lamb. And again it's Oklahoma City. Raptors with the lead. Here is Riley. Right now averaging 7 points a game. And DeRozan kicks to Johnson. Riley passes it to Johnson. Another miss by Johnson.
He's just been ice cold. I mean, he cannot find the range.
Lamb. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Checking out the game Jeremy Lamb is having. He has 8 points, and he's added a steal to his stat line also.
Well, that's obviously not a big number, but he's been doing some valuable defensive work for him.
46 seconds left to play in the first half. Johnson with a screen on Jackson. Riley kicks to Johnson. Pass to Riley. Back to Johnson. The 3. Another miss by Johnson. Oklahoma City's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
Riley passes it to Johnson. Shot to stop the drought. Can't get it to fall. Here's Jackson. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. We've seen Jeremy Lamb having a really great game.
He went off in the first two quarters, guys, as he's capable of doing. We might see some changes here in the defensive approach they use on him in the second half.
Yeah, they've got to make some sort of change. I mean, they can't let him continue to torch him like he has been.
Lamb and Durant are the long, athletic wing. Steven Adams is out there with Chris Singleton. And it's Jackson in at the one. That's the group for Mike Malone getting going here in the second half.
Difficult shot from mid-range, and the defense was all over him.
Boy, I like the close out there, Steve. Well done.
Fires at the elbow. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
No breathing room at all to take that shot.
Durant dishes to Jackson. Lots of room. And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession. And how about a look at a few of the hottest players in the NBA right now, the top scoring shooting guards in the past 10 games. James Harden is second.
And this is the cream of the crop at the two-guard spot, strictly in terms of scoring ability and the ease with which these guys break down opposing defenses.
I love that they are so attack-minded and come at you really aggressively across the board. They're players that can carry a team offensively for long stretches of a game.
Now Jackson. After the missed three from Johnson. Durant kicks to Adams. Outside Jackson. Back to Adams. Stolen by Harden. He dishes it to Thomas. It's stolen by Lamb. And Durant, here we go. Back to Jackson. Outside Durant. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Durant's got his first points of the night.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
And checking out some numbers for Isaiah Thomas, recent weeks have been really kind to his game. He's looked for some solid performance here. Fifth in free throw percentage. And he's been locked in from behind the arc, guys. He's in the top 20 in the NBA in three-point field goal percentage.
I want to take a minute here to get in a quick word about his outstanding free throw percentage. I mean, you can see how he's brimming with confidence at that line.
Jackson misses.
Well, they need a shot or two to fall here soon. They're only 1 of 4 since the break.
Johnson, the pass to Harden. And there's the feed to Payne. He kicks it to Johnson. Raptors moving the ball around. And the Raptors miss again.
This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
And Insanity picks up the foul. That will be foul number 5 on him. Now the Thunder making a switch here. Rice is checked in. The dish to Singleton. Kicks to Rice. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Rice has got 6. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Jackson against Thomas. Pass to Payne. Johnson. And Durant with the block. Now Jackson. 9 points in the game so far. It's stolen by Johnson. For the finish. And Harden with the stuff.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Shots good by Durant.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Raptors trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
Johnson for three. Another miss by Johnson.
He's killing them with his poor shooting. The defense is more than willing to give him those shots now.
Durant attacking. Here's Jackson. A three-pointer off the mark. The Raptors have gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Johnson sets the screen for Harden. Back to Johnson. Fires for three. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. 6 points for Johnson.
That's his first three-pointer of the half. Remember, he did make one in the first half as well.
Jackson dishes to Singleton. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
Yeah, that was your game, Clark. Pound it inside and take the ball right to the defense.
That's what I tried to do, man. I knew my limitations.
Oklahoma City leading by 4. Durant kicks to Rice. He passes it to Adams. Feeds it to Rice. Off target from outside.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Johnson for three. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. There's the pass to Durant. They get it back. Singleton kicks to Jackson. He feeds it to Durant. And play stops as it looks like they call him over the back here. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the third. And Lamb kicks to Jackson. Shot denied. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Pass to Riley. Johnson outside. And again, Toronto no up. Here's Durant. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
Coming up this Friday, April 3rd, the Toronto...
Dick Johnson.
Harden left side. Harden gets a screen from Johnson. Harden the pass to Valanciunas. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line.
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't also mention his supreme shot blocking. And he doesn't do it softly. He comes up with emphatic denials.
So the Raptors 5 right now. Johnson in at small forward. Harden out there with Isaiah Thomas. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Payne in at the 4 slot. It's Durant on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. Durant dishes to Jackson. Goes back up. And it's rejected. Fast break Toronto. Here's Thomas. That's good. And the Raptors lead by 1. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Raptors.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Also, you can see how they've gotten after it defensively. I mean, the steal totals are really something to admire.
6 to shoot. Count the bucket. That's 7 points for Kevin Durant.
Now, you hate to see a guy suffer through a game like this, but his team is winning.
Harden kicks to Johnson. Johnson right side. Down low. Here's Valanciunas. And another basket for Toronto.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Now here's Jackson. Back to Adams. Valanciunas is there. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Deflects the pass. Jackson with it. Now Thomas defending. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Johnson. And so he's picked up his final foul.
The team really had to earn that win tonight. How did it feel there at the end with the outcome still in question?
It was a tight game there at the end, man, that's for sure. These are the kind of situations you prepare for, though, and it's a testament to this team that we were able to pull out the W. Not every win is going to come easy, and this was just one of those that, you have to work a little harder for. No harm in that. This is the kind of game that can really make a difference come playoff time.